They said the unborn are closest to the spirit world. That is why a woman heavy with child must never walk where the dead are gathered. For when she does, death might befall her unborn child. In the village of Bontuku, people remembered Amma as a woman with a soft heart. She was quick to smile, quick to lend her hands. When neighbors quarreled, Amma carried water to both houses and left without choosing sides. When a child scraped their knees, it was Amma who wrapped the wound and sang until they stopped crying. She was loved by the old and the young alike. At funerals, she was always there, fetching water, stirring the soup, holding children so their mothers could wail. Death never frightened her. She believed helping the living was the best way to honor the dead. When Amma became the wife of Kojo, the whole village danced. The drums beat from dusk until dawn, the air thick with the smell of roasted yams and palm wine. Amma laughed so much that night her cheeks glowed, and Kojo never left her side. Their marriage was the talk of the village. Two young hearts full of promise, with futures shining like the moon above. In the months that followed, joy filled their days. They built their hut together, planted cassava behind it, and fetched water side by side at the river. Amma wove mats while Kojo carved stools. Children often gathered outside their doorway to listen to Amma's stories, and Kojo would tease her. Even the little ones love you more than their own mothers. Soon after, her belly began to swell. At first, only the old women noticed, but when Amma could no longer tie her wrapper without stretching it wide, the whole village knew. The news was carried faster than the wind. Amma was pregnant. The elderly women in the village of Bontuku were so happy. A woman touched her cheeks and blessed her womb. The men clapped Kojo's shoulders with pride. This child, they said, will carry Amma's kindness into the next generation. Amma glowed with happiness. Every morning she swept the compound, humming softly, and every evening she rubbed her belly and whispered promises to the life inside her. Then came the death of her cousin. The funeral drums rolled through the village, low and heavy, like thunder trapped inside the earth. Smoke from burning herbs rose between the huts. Amma's mother, Nana Essie, placed her hand on her daughter's shoulder to comfort her, with tears rolling down their faces. "Stay home, child. The womb is not strong enough to face this grief, so don't attend the burial." But Amma shook her head and said, "No, mother. He was my favorite cousin, my own blood. How can I sit here while they lay him in the ground?" Her husband Kojo pleaded softly, "Please listen to your mother. Let me go in your place." Amma's eyes filled with tears. "If I do not stand there, they would think I loved him less." And so, against every warning, she wrapped herself in a black cloth and followed the mourners. They carried the body down to the riverside. It was laid on a wooden bed, wrapped tight in white cloth, bitter leaves stuffed all around to hide the smell. The drummers beat slowly, each strike dragging like footsteps towards the grave. Women wailed until their voices cracked. Men drove their staff into the earth like they were trying to keep the dead from rising. Amma stood too close, with tears rolling down her face. That's when the heavy wind came. Not the kind that cools your skin after a long day of work in the sun. No, this one was sharp, cold, and wrong. Bontuku village was never that cold. It circled Amma's belly, and the baby inside her kicked so hard she gasped. It wasn't a playful kick. It felt like fear. Then it happened. The cloth covering the corpse shivered, though no hand touched it. For one breath of a moment, Amma thought she saw something slip out from beneath it, a long shadow, crawling low, eyes flickering faintly like dying fire. She clutched her belly whilst in heavy pain, but she said nothing. That night, back in her hut, Kojo, her husband, cooked palm nut soup, but Amma could not eat. Her stomach cramped, her back ached, her child rolled inside her like a storm. When the moon climbed high, Amma awoke with a scream. Kojo quickly lit the oil lamp and froze in shock. Amma's belly pressed from within, and faint shapes of hands appeared, black, thin, clawing, as if there were a supernatural being sharing the womb with her child. Amma wailed, and with tears she called out, "Mother, mother." I felt something strange at the burial ground, and I think it followed me. Amma's mother, Nana Essie, rushed in, scattering herbs and charms, pressing a cowrie amulet to Amma's stomach, but the amulet cracked in two, as though it was crushed by invisible, evil-clawed fingers. Her mother cried out, her voice breaking, "You carried death inside your womb. For 7 nights, Amma didn't sleep. She groaned, tossed, and begged for rest. The neighbors swore they heard crying, not Amma's voice, the child's, an unborn baby crying through the walls of the hut. The sound was thin, hollow, the kind that made the dogs whimper and curl their tails. On the 8th day, Amma collapsed. Labor tore through her. Thunder cracked outside as she screamed. When the child finally came, the hut went silent. No cry. Just a pale body, neck marked like supernatural evil. Invisible fingers had choked it before it saw the world. Amma's screams filled the night. The elders carried the body of the stillborn baby to bury the baby at the edge of Bontuku village, the place for restless spirits who could not join the ancestors. Amma herself was never the same. Her smile was gone. Her eyes were empty. She walked as if she was already halfway to the grave. And from then on, no one argued with the taboos in Bontuku village. They kept it sharp as iron. When a woman carries life, she must not walk among the dead, because everyone remembered Amma and the child that came to be a blessing to her and her husband, only to die in a tragic way.